Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. A double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS who rules well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Ainal. The title of this video is Over 30 Countries Expected to Contribute to UK-led Coalition of the Willing. And basically, it's to help support Ukraine, on this ongoing war that's ramping up, to be a part of World War III. Ultimately, this is the most high, muster in the battle, of the nations, over there in that area, right, where World War III is supposed to take place. So, this is just more news on it as it escalates to that point, which is the end of the world, because, that's exactly where we're at, right? The few prophecies that we have left to be fulfilled is Jacob's trouble, which we're in the beginning stages of that, because the new president, Donald Trump, pursuant to Isaiah chapter 19, is, the cruel Lord that's ruling over Babylon the Great now, making executive orders and basically getting the tribes out of here and shipping them off, right? And it goes all their plan, it goes into their plan, which is that 2030 agenda, 2030 agenda, right? They want control. So you see they're shipping off like people that might give them problems, the gangs and things like that, the people that had the weapons and all of that. So they're shipping those people off, and ultimately, it's gonna, like we always say, is gonna continue and intensify to the point where they're rounding up individuals, putting them in detention centers, and then ultimately trying to track them by issuing out the MOTB. So we're in that time of Jacob's trouble, the MOTB, and the end of the world, and basically our salvation. There's not much else they can do. They have a plan and it's laid out, that 2030 agenda, which is a digital world, and all of that. It goes into that peace and safety, right? And that's exactly where they're at, peace and safety. They're trying to, speedily bring in this peace and safety to, accomplish their goals. First Thessalonians 5:3. Sorry, 1. First Thessalonians 5:1. It says the day of the Lord, right? That's the time they're in. It says, but the times and the seasons, First Thessalonians 5:1, but of the times and seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahweh so cometh as a thief in the night. But when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as to dwell upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And their biggest peace and safety thing is this 2030 agenda. Let's see. It says this AI overview, right? And there's another thing too. See, Esau, there's no more wisdom in Teman. There's no more wisdom in Esau, right? The people that run the world. The scriptures say, Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked, right? And who's running the world right now? We can all collectively say Esau, the so-called white man, right? It says, so here we have, he invented the internet, and now what is he's going into? Artificial intelligence. So the internet is a part of the reason why, which, you can look at this, but this is not the one, but it says, time's up, you are Amalek. You can go check this out. I watched the whole thing of this, but then there's another one called, which the elder brother, Malcolm, right, of GMS Chicago, pointed this out in one of his videos. And then there's another one, it's called let me see. Europa or something like that. Hold on, let me get it right real quick. B-U-R-O-P-A. B-U-R-O-P-A. The last battle. All right, so bomb. This is the one I'm watching right now. It was posted 1 week ago. You can see everything you see right there. Right, these people are very sensitive because they're being found out. Right, they're being found out to run the world and control it, and also want nothing good for this place. So there's no more wisdom here. Anyway, this is a video. I'm watching this. It has parts too. You can get the parts, the separate parts if you want, or whatnot. So this is the same thing right here as all these other parts. But it goes into, basically the banking elites, the people that run the world and how they infiltrated pretty much everything. But it also goes into the fact that they got the blessing, right? So they can't say the Most High treat them unfairly or anything like that. They got the blessing and now they're at the end. So they will be destroyed. So anyway, I forgot why I brought it out, but check it out. It's pretty good. Share some light on there. So for the 2030 agenda. So anyway, so they built internet, and this information is coming out on them now, right? Telling you their whole life story and everything they did and everything they're trying to do. And now they also built AI. So it's now easier for you to find this information because you ask AI, which is pretty much like the same thing like Google, but you ask AI and AI will tell you like a little brief breakdown, talk to you, have a conversation with you about it. So anyway, artificial intelligence. It says, so this is another thing that they should have never invented. If they was able to continue for a period of time down the line, they'll say we should never have invented AI, Anyway, the UN's 2030 agenda for sustainable development adopted in 2015 outlines a shared blueprint, which this plan has been, together, for a while. Why? Because they have the Georgia Guidestones, regarding what they want in the world. Even that those stones there represent peace and safety, and it was destroyed. Why? Because the truth of what's happening is coming out now, and a lot of it is about to start happening now, right? People already got that 2019 juice inside of them, and now you have sudden deaths all over the place, right? It says the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development adopted in 2015, and also that it goes into their plans of what to stop, women from doing what, So these are basically, when your stomach get bigger, they want that to stop, Anyway, the UN's 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development adopted in 2015 outlines a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet. And really, this is the banking elites, right? Big name, the Rothschild family, this is their plan. It says outline a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and the planet, encompassing 17 sustainable development goals to be achieved by 2030. Right? And these goes into your 15-minute cities, your universal basic income, which even your right-hand man, the assistant president, Elon Musk was talking about that and trying to explain how it will work out. So these are things that they're working on right now, right? We're in that time. We're in the end, right? When they're about to fulfill their belly, pursuant to Job 20, right? They're about to get it all done because we're here now in 2025. That's 5 more years that they want this accomplished, right? So we're in the last days of the end days, So this is peace and safety. I'm gonna grab this. First Thessalonians 5:3, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction comes upon them as to fell upon a wayward child, and they shall not escape, right? So now you have Donald Trump in office. What? He's continuing the plan that they have laid out. He's ironing out the things that they don't need there, stripping the government, down a little bit for what? Control. Because what they're gonna bring in and what they're gonna stop. So basically, what they're doing, what it looks like what they're doing is trimming it down because why? They're gonna shut down everything. Right. So they need a small few to control, because they think they're gonna rebuild, back. So everyone else, what they're gonna leave out to the street, when everything is chaotic, their whole structure is ordered out of chaos. right? So they're going to trim down everything to controlling amount, number, whatever the case may be, then bring in that chaos, right? And the people that was there that got fired, they're going to be out there struggling with the rest of y'all because we, the hopeful elect, Lord willing, will be protected, you know? So, and I say Lord willing, as in, hopefully I'm a part of that number, right? So, for First Thessalonians 5:3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them, as to build upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So this 2030 plan, what they're trying to achieve, they're not going to be able to achieve it, fully. They're not going to be able to fully get what they want. And I can grab a little bit of that. This is Joe 20. Anyway, but it kind of went somewhere else. So anyway, I just started Job 20 and 9. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. What is that? Esau, this man will be destroyed, right? He's not going to accomplish anything, to a certain extent. He's only going to be able to do so much. It says his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, yet his meat and his bowels is turned, and is the gall of asps within him. So basically, this dude is wicked, wicked, even though he tries to hide it. It says he hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey, and the butter. So this 2030 agenda, this peace and safety that they're trying to issue out for themselves really is not going to happen, right? They want complete control, and they ultimately what they want to be hidden, right? They think the Lord doesn't see them. They don't want the information that's already out to be out anymore, right? That's why they want to control everybody and give them an MOTB, and make it so where you gotta, log on to the internet and put your chip to the screen or something to see the information. And also they want to see what you're searching up, and with this artificial intelligence, they're thinking that they can put the keywords in. So if you search up, something against them, they can immediately shut it down, block your chip, so you can't buy or anything like that, or, so the scriptures say in Revelations 13:16, you can't buy or sell it unless you have the mark, which is that chip. And once you have it, they can still control and shut it off on you, It says, that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, right? So there's no hope for the devil, right? It says, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he have violently taken away an house which he builded not. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desired. See? There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. See, that's the point. He's about to what? This 2030 agenda is right around the corner. So in the fullness of him doing everything he thinks he's about to do, the hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Who's that? The everyday laborers, the people that's getting fired, for no reason, pretty much, right? For order out of chaos, for complete control, It says, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So his 2030 agenda can't go. His greater Israel can't go because, again, they are the ones who run the world. They have been given the fatness of the earth, right? These devils, right? Amalek, right? Amalek has taken over. So, ultimately he will be destroyed with nuclear weapons, because that's the time that we're in, this war. So that's his 2030 agenda. So anyway, that's one part of prophecy that's happening, what's going on. Now, this is over 30 countries expected to contribute to UK-led coalition of the willing, officials say, right? And we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, all right? Because you have now, what's happening with Trump and these people, But anyway, let me get this. It says over 30 countries expected to contribute to UK-led coalition of the willing official state. It says over 30 countries are prepared to contribute to the coalition of the willing peacekeeping force to support Ukraine. UK Prime Minister Stammer spokesman said on March 17th, right? So that is today is March 17, 2025. The time now is 9:38. So he said this today. He says talks have been ongoing among Ukraine's allies to establish a peacekeeping force to monitor a potential ceasefire along Ukraine's eastern front. Stammer proposed that 10,000 troops could be part of the force at a London summit on March 15th. Right, and even there was a video where this lady was asking Trump, you know, what happens. Let me see if I can find it real quick. All right, let me grab this.
I think it's a tough situation that we're in. You know, I inherited a mess from him in so many ways, whether it's the wall or the economy or anything you want to talk about. It's tough. This was a very tough one.
I don't know if y'all can hear this, and I don't think this is it. Hold on. Yeah, this is it. I'm gonna play it somewhere else real quick.
It's going well. I think it's a tough situation that we're in. You know, I inherited a mess from him in so many ways, whether it's the wall or the economy or anything you want to talk about. It's tough. This was a very tough one. Ukraine, Russia should have never happened. It would have never happened, but it did. And we have to see what we can do to save a lot of lives and to stop paying billions and billions of dollars also. It's a massive amounts of money, $350 billion we've spent on that. And we're going to try and do something about that. But more importantly, right now, you have a lot of people dying. We're losing probably 2,000 people a week in shooting soldiers, Russian and Ukrainian. And whatever we can do to stop it, we're trying to do that.
Are you speaking to Putin in the last days or hours personally?
Well, I don't want to say, but we are dealing with him, and I think it's going reasonably well. It's a very complex situation. It's a bloody, terrible war, and I do think it's going well. As you know, we have a ceasefire agreement with the Ukrainian group, and we are trying to get that with Russia too. And I think thus far it's gone okay. We'll know a little bit more on Monday, and that'll be hopefully good.
I'm not understating the complexity of all this, but as a candidate, you said you would have this war settled in 24 hours.
Well, I was being a little bit sarcastic when I said that. What I really mean is I'd like to get it settled, and I think I'll be successful.
What's the plan if Putin doesn't agree to a ceasefire?
Bad news for this world because so many people are dying. But I think he's going.
All right, so he said bad news for the world, you know, and that's how we're not ending up saying devices, because so now you have on one front over 30 countries, you know, backed by UK wants this coalition and also for a ceasefire, and then you have Trump saying that he's not with NATO, saying that you know, we also want a ceasefire, and now he's saying if Putin doesn't accept the ceasefire, then it's bad news, right? So the point I want to get is this right here. You know, that's how we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, because you know what the hell is going on. Ultimately, if it's bad news, then they're going to go to war, and then you're going to have you're going to have NATO right there already, and then you're also going to have Trump moving some troops that he's considering, and we'll have to see if this happens, you know, because all hell can fall apart. But you know, we're just following in the news. It says this is posted March 7th. Trump considers moving U.S. Contingent from Germany to Hungary, right? And I spoke about this, recently, but anyway, it was over here. So he's moving the troops now over here to Hungary, right? And this is Ukraine. So you see, they can easily come through here. This can be a forward operating base. They can come through here, wherever the case may be. We're just, we're looking at it, but we're not, saying it's devices, obviously these devils are planning something. So anyway, there's that. It says, at the moment, 35,000 U.S. troops are under service in Germany. It says U.S. President Donald Trump is considering withdrawing the U.S. military contingent from Germany and redeploying it to Hungary, according to sources close to the Trump administration, as reported by the Daily Telegraph. And this is a TASS Russian news agency, right? So Russia knows about this pretty much, whatever the case may be. So anyway, there's that. So going back over here, so now we have Trump's troops might be going to Hungary, and now we have UK troops trying to be what? A coalition of the willing, and they're going to be a peacekeeping force in, bordering what? See, it says a potential ceasefire along Ukraine's eastern front, so that's where they're going to border, right? But which Russia has denied all of this. They don't want this to happen. But anyway, talks have been ongoing among Ukraine's allies to establish a peacekeeping force to monitor a potential ceasefire along Ukraine's eastern front. Some proposed that 10,000 troops could be part of the force at a London summit on March 15th. Said the UK expects more than 30 countries to be involved in the coalition of the willing. There would be a significant force with a significant number of countries, the spokesperson said, adding that a significant number of countries will provide troops without specifying how many countries that may be, right? So this is something that what Russia said don't do, but they're going to do it anyway. Just like Russia said don't take Ukraine, they did it anyway, and Russia, made that move. So it's something to look at. This could expand the war and speed things up, and Lord willing, we'll be up out of here. All right, this is Luke 21 and 25, and Lord willing, you understand all of that. Pretty much, it's pretty simple. Luke 21, 25. The return of Yahushua, it says, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, right? And what we just had a blood moon here on our Passover, it just passed. And ultimately, we got 2 more blood moons that are going to be happening this year. And then also, there's other lunar eclipse and things like that that's happening, that's going to be taking place, right? So things are happening here in this 2025 year, when we see things escalating quickly. It says, Luke 21 and 26, it says, men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory, right? What is that? That's pursuant to nuclear war. When the nations are fighting, Yahushua is going to return, and I'll grab it in the midst of that and destroy them. Second Ezra chapter 13, verse 1 says, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. Make sure this is still good. All right. It says, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. Now behold, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. So this is the return of Yahushua, right? What? The return of Yahushua to destroy Esau in the nations, and also to what? Gather up the elect, right? Because what? Nuclear war is going to be happening. It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth filleth when it filleth the fire, right? And this is a vision that Esdras has seen, and what? These fire beams are going to be coming from the chariots that Yahushua is going to return in, right? Yahushua is going to return in these chariots. It says, and after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the 4 winds of heaven to subdue the men that came out of the sea. So this multitude of men is the nations that the Most High is gathering over there in that area, in that land. Pretty much that I mentioned. So we got a lot happening. So it's a lot of aspects to look at, because you have everything that's happening over here with Iran, Iraq, Syria, and Israel, of course. And then right around the corner, you have things happening over here with Europe, Hungary and Ukraine and all of that, right? And then ultimately, in the midst of all this, what Israel is gonna, drag the United States over here to World War III. Israel do something to Iran, maybe Russia steps in over here, so things can escalate quickly because this is the hot zone. This is where it's taking place, So I was over here actually. So that's that great multitude. It says, but I beheld him lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, right? So this is the father ship that Yahushua is gonna come in, right? Pursuant to Revelation 1:7, right? Every eye shall see him, Grab it. Revelation 1:7. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, right, which are the chariots, right? He's going to be on that father ship, which is mentioned over here. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierce him, and all kindred of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. Right? So every eye shall see him, and he coming with those clouds, with 30 chariots. And he's going to be on a gigantic father ship, right? It says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain, and flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or place where out the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which gathered together to subdue him were so afraid and yet thirst fire. So what? They're going to be doing what? World War III fighting each other, and they're going to see Hellshot coming through the sky, with chariots. And basically for them, it's like an alien invasion, if you're thinking about it like that. Even one of the presidents, he said that one time. He said, we're fighting amongst ourselves, but will we not turn and fight the greater threat if it was to happen, basically like an alien invasion, which he said, but he was talking about, Yahushua. And what you can do is type in Google, president says, will we join together to fight alien invasion or something like that, you'll find it. So it says, and after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which gathered together to subdue him were so afraid and yet thirst fire. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held shield, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks of tempest. So it's going to be real easy for Yahushua to, wipe these devils out. So let me see if I can find it actually real quick. So I can bear with me while I look for this. I'm gonna type what I just told you to type. All right, so let me see if it's here. All right, so what I'll do, most likely is I'll go back over it, look it up, so I can get the name, and in one of my later videos, I'll bring it out, just for time's sake. So anyway. All right, so moving on, we get Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34:1, it says, or I'll go back to Luke actually. Luke 21:25, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity to see in the waves roaring. Men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the power of the heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh. Right? So we're just in those times. Right? It says, and he spake to them a parable, behold the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own self that summer is now nigh at hand. So likewise, when you see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of Yahweh is nigh at hand. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. It says, and take heed to yourselves, least at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. Right. So what? Just keep watch like I'm doing now, looking at what's happening in the world and how things are aligning, and knowing what's happening and knowing where you're at. It says, for as a snare shall it come on all of them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Right. So the warning is going out. The watchers are watching. You really have no excuse. The men, Lord, the prophets are here. Every move Esau makes, we're reporting on it, relating to prophecy. It says, watch ye therefore and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And in the daytime he was teaching in the temple, and at night he went out and abode in the mount that is called the Mount Olives. And all the people came early in the mountain to him in the temple for him to hear. Right. And that's what individuals should be doing, coming to the men, the prophets, to hear what's going on. Yeah. Let's get right here, Joel 2, start at 18. It says deliverance promise. Joel 2 and 18, it says, then will the Lord Yahweh be jealous for his land and pity his people? Yet the Lord Yahweh will answer and say unto his people, behold, I will send you corn and wine and oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen. The point says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face towards the east sea, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea. And his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he have done great things. Right? Who is that? Esau Edom, the wicked. He has done great things, right? So where is that at? Over here. Here's the Mediterranean Sea. Right? Here's the Dead Sea here. Right? So basically, in this area where World War III we fight is where the Most High is going to drive these nations. And we can see inch by inch this is happening. Because even here, the troops was here, and now Trump is moving them over here. Right? So, anyway, going back over here. There what? Grab this in NLT. I will drive away these armies from the north. I will send them into the parched wastelands. Those in the front will be driven into the Dead Sea, and those in the rear into the Mediterranean. The stench of their rotting bodies will arise over the land. Surely the Lord Yahweh has done great things. It says, fear not, O land, be glad and rejoice, for the Lord will do great things. Be not afraid, ye beasts of the field, for the pastures of the wilderness new spring, for the tree beareth her fruit, the fig tree and the vine do yield their strength. Right, yeah, so Salaki, the Lord will do great things. And what is that? Deliver the children of Israel, put them back in their land, destroy our enemies. That's the point, jumping down, it says, did the Lord, Joel 2 and 30, and I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. What is that? Destruction, nuclear war, right? So that's what's happening. They're not telling you that we're in war. People are talking about, should we expect a recession? And Trump is saying, things like, it's going to be hard before it gets easier, things like that, because that's, basically that's just the times we're in. It said Joel 2 and 32, the sun shall be turned into darkness, in the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord Yahweh come. And like I said, we just had a blood moon on our Passover, and also there's two more, that's going to take place. It says, and it shall come to pass this year. Those two are going to happen this year. And it says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord Yahweh shall be delivered. For on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord Yahweh have said, and in the remnant whom the Lord Yahweh shall call, right? So only remnant, the elect that will be saved, delivered in those days, you know. Grab this Matthew 24:30. It says the glorious return. It says immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. These are once again the nuclear missiles, and that's the time they're in, you know. So hey, you know, the warning is out there. You know. Matthew, you know, so what? Examine yourself daily, you know, whether you be in faith or not. You got to give diligence to make your call and election sure. Repent, turn back to the Lord. You know, do for the ministry. You know, don't follow these false teachers, false prophets that show themselves every day to be that, you know, false teachers, false prophets. Matthew 24:30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, right? Right, that power and great glory. Just like in Edris, when he seen, you know, Yahushua basically destroying them so easily. Matthew 24:31, and he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. See? See what this is. So I can get this. It's Job 5:19. Says Job 5:19, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yet in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. So, you know, we're going to protect it because in that 7th trump is what? The nuclear destruction happens. You know, let me grab this. Job 5:12, it says, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. See, that goes and said this thing that Esau Edom was trying to, you know, accomplish, you know, that he won't be able to get the fullness of to that 2030 agenda that I spoke about earlier. So Isaiah 34:1, it says, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Lord Yahweh is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them, he have delivered them to the slaughter. See, so it's pretty much, it's already been done. You know, the Lord has declared it, you know, and we're just waiting for it to be, you know, fulfilled here. It says, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. See, that's Esau Edom. So Esau will be destroyed, right? Babylon the Great will be utterly destroyed for the wickedness. You know, these ruling class banking elites have been committed, you know, since they got into power. It says, the sword of the Lord Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of the lambs and goats, with the fat of the kittens and rams. For the Lord Yahweh hath a sacrifice in Basra, right? This Basra is modern day America. It says, in a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. You got this in the NLT. It says, even men as strong as wild oxen will die, the young men alongside the veterans, the land will be soaked with blood, and the soil enriched with fat. See, there's nothing we can do, right? You know, you can't say, oh, we got these veterans, you know, they know war, they've been over there in Iraq, you know, they've been over there in Japan, you know, they fought in World War I, World War II, right? We have the best military mode. The Most High has declared that Esau will be destroyed. There's nothing that his armies could do, you know. Isaiah 34:8, right? So there's no hope for Babylon the Great. There's no like, oh, maybe they'll make it out, you know? No. It says, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, in the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become a burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day, the smoke thereof shall go up forever, From generation to generation, it shall lie waste, none shall pass through it forever and ever. See, Babylon the Great will be destroyed, you know. It says, but the coral gnat and the Briton shall possess it, the owl also, and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stone of emptiness. So what? Wild desert creatures will live here. It says, you know, they shall call. Let me grab this email to you. It says it will be haunted by the desert owl and the screech owl, the great owl and the raven. For Yahweh will measure that land carefully. He will measure it for chaos and destruction. So that's the plan that the Most High has decreed against Babylon the Great. You know, that it would be barren and desolate, full of waste. Isaiah 34:12, it says, they shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all princes shall be nothing. And thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, and it shall be an habitation of dragons and a fort for owls. See, nothing will be here, no people will be here, right? You know, nettles, brambles, and things will grow, you know, throughout this place. Desert creatures will be here. It says the wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satry shall cry to its fellow. The screech owl also shall rest there and find for herself a place of rest. There shall the great owl make her nest and lay and hatch and gather under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, every one where her mate. It says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord Yahweh and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate, for my mouth that have commanded, and his spirit that have gathered them. See, so the Most High, has commanded that. It says, and he have cast the lot for them, and his hand have divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever and ever, forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein. So, it's talking about the desert creatures, basically. So this is what he has decreed against Babylon the Great, So let me see if I grab something over here. So this is Isaiah 13 and 20, just like a precept back to what I was reading pretty much. I mean, I can grab it here too. It says, Babylon will fall to the Medes. Isaiah 13 and 17, it says, behold, I will stir up the Medes, which is Russia, against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. It says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children, right? So it's basically going to nuclear missiles. It says in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. And what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? The Most High rained down fire and brimstone. And now he's basically doing the same thing, but now with these nuclear missiles. It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. See, no one is going to ever come back to Babylon the Great and try to set up shop. It says, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. And owls shall dwell there, and satries shall dance there. So these are what? Desert creatures, So pretty much this is what the Most High has decreed to happen to Babylon the Great. It will be destroyed. No one will inhabit it no more, and what? Desert creatures will be. That's it. It says, and the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. So, whatever, let me grab this in the, to delete this last part. So whatever is here, whatever they think they had, is going to be occupied by what? Desert creatures. I'll start at 19. Isaiah 13 and 19, it says, Babylon, the most glorious of kingdoms, the flower of the Chaldean pride, will be devastated like Sodom and Gomorrah when Yahweh destroys it. Babylon will never be inhabited again. It will remain empty for generation after generation. Nomads will refuse to camp there, and shepherds will not bed down their sheep. Desert animals will move into the ruined cities, and the houses will be haunted by howling creatures. Owls will live among the ruins, and wild goats will go there to dance. Hyenas will howl in its fortresses, and jackals will make dens in its luxurious palaces. Babylon days are numbered. Its time of destruction will soon arrive. So you see, whatever's here, whatever debris and whatever the case may be, like I said, whatever they thought they had, since it's so precious to them and it's full of wickedness, the Most High is just gonna fill it with these desert creatures. So anyway, that's the point. Well, willing the video was edifying to you. We have once again over 30 countries expected to contribute to UK-led coalition of the willing. So that's over there in Ukraine, and then we also have Trump considers moving U.S. Contingent from Germany to Hungary, right? So that's over there also near Ukraine, so things are happening and we're going to keep watching. Lord willing, we're edified from the video. I'll say shalom to those for elect, which consists of men, women, children, shalom.